Do you imagine we know what lies beneath our feet? That the ground, the oceans, the ice, that these surfaces mark the boundary of discovery? Think again. Beneath our world exists a realm so alien, it rewrites what we thought possible about life, history, and Earth itself. Today, I'll reveal the 15 most extraordinary discoveries scientists have made beneath the surface. Findings that shattered assumptions and opened doors to realities we never knew existed. Ancient cities swallowed whole. Ecosystems in total darkness. Crystalline cathedrals larger than buildings. Life forms surviving where nothing should live. And at number 1, a discovery so profound it redefined where life can exist in the universe. Stay to the end, because number 1 reveals something beneath the surface that changed our search for extraterrestrial life forever. Let's begin. Number 15. The Movile Cave ecosystem. Imagine a cave sealed from the world for 5.5 million years. No light, no oxygen from photosynthesis, just darkness and toxic hydrogen sulfide. Most scientists would call this sterile. Evolution called it an opportunity. In 1986, Romanian workers drilling near the Black Sea broke into Movile Cave. What they found defied biology. 48 species found nowhere else on Earth, including albino spiders, translucent scorpions, and eyeless centipedes. The ecosystem's foundation wasn't sunlight, it was chemosynthesis. Bacteria converted toxic gases into energy, creating a complete food web in absolute darkness. These organisms evolved separately from surface life for longer than humans have existed. The cave proved life doesn't need our sun. It needs chemistry, water, and time. If life thrives here, sealed and toxic, then Europa's subsurface ocean suddenly becomes less hostile. We discovered Movile by accident and have explored less than 20% of it. For 5.5 million years, an alien world evolved beneath Romania's farmland, and we never suspected. That's Movile Cave, thriving in conditions we once called impossible. Evolution doesn't wait for permission. Number 14. The hydrothermal vents of the deep ocean. Picture the deepest ocean trenches where sunlight never reaches, where pressure crushes instantly, where temperatures hover near freezing. Scientists once believed the deep ocean floor was lifeless. Then, in 1977, Alvin descended 2,500 meters into the Galapagos Rift and discovered hell's chimneys blooming with life. Hydrothermal vents erupt where tectonic plates pull apart. Seawater heats to 400 degrees Celsius near magma, dissolves minerals, and explodes back as superheated black plumes. The water should be sterile, acidic, toxic with hydrogen sulfide, hot enough to melt lead. Instead, it teems. Giant tube worms 6 feet tall with no digestive system survive through chemosynthetic bacteria in their tissues. White crabs swarm. Eyeless shrimp crowd the vents, detecting thermal gradients with heat-sensitive organs. For millions of years, these ecosystems functioned in complete isolation from the sun. Some scientists theorize the first cells emerged here, in chemical cauldrons where energy was abundant before adapting to surface sunlight. We're still discovering new vent systems. In 2023, scientists found active vents beneath Antarctica's ice shelves. That's the deep ocean vents. Proof life doesn't need our light or rules. Number 13. Subglacial Lake Vostok. Imagine a lake the size of Lake Ontario, buried beneath 2.5 miles of Antarctic ice, sealed for 15 million years. A lake that never freezes despite being at Earth's coldest point. a lake existing in perpetual darkness under 350 atmospheres of pressure. Lake Vostok lies beneath Russia's Vostok station. When scientists breached it in 2012, they found liquid water at -3 degrees Celsius, kept from freezing by pressure and geothermal heat. And it wasn't sterile. Samples revealed thousands of bacterial species surviving on minerals dissolved from bedrock, metabolizing in darkness for epochs. The lake models extraterrestrial oceans. If life persists in Vostok's sealed darkness for 15 million years, Europa's ocean beneath similar ice becomes viable for biology. Vostok proved ice isn't a barrier, it's a shield. Vostok is just one of nearly 400 subglacial lakes beneath Antarctica. We've sampled fewer than 5. The rest remain sealed, pristine time capsules beneath ice unchanged since the Miocene epoch. That's Lake Vostok, ancient, isolated, and alive beneath ice that predates humanity. Number 12. The underground city of Derinkuyu. In 1963, a Turkish man knocked down his basement wall and discovered a tunnel carved into volcanic rock, descending into darkness. What he'd found wasn't a cellar. It was a city designed to hold 20,000 people, complete with wells, chapels, schools, and ventilation systems. And it was 1,400 years old. Derinkuyu descends 85 meters through 18 levels of carved rooms. Massive circular stones weighing 500 kilograms sealed passages from inside. 52 ventilation shafts provided air to every level so precisely that closing one wouldn't suffocate others. Wells reached deep water tables. Early Christians carved Derinkuyu to escape persecution and invasions. When armies swept through Cappadocia, entire communities would descend, sealing entrances behind them, surviving sieges lasting months. The city had everything: stables, kitchens with smoke management, even a church on the deepest level. Derinkuyu isn't unique. Over 200 underground cities exist beneath Cappadocia, many connected by tunnels stretching kilometers. Much of Derinkuyu remains unexplored. Deepest levels flood with groundwater. Chambers stay sealed behind rubble. That's Derinkuyu, a city designed for disappearing, where 20,000 people could vanish beneath Earth and survive. Number 11. The underground ocean on Enceladus. Imagine a moon barely 300 miles across, orbiting Saturn a billion miles from the Sun, where temperatures plunge to -200 degrees Celsius. A frozen world where nothing should move. Then, in 2005, Cassini photographed something impossible. Geysers erupting 250 miles into space. Enceladus's surface gleams white, pure ice reflecting 99% of sunlight. From fractures called tiger stripes, geysers erupt continuously. Cassini flew through the plumes, analyzing them: water, salt, organic molecules, silica particles that only form in hot water interacting with rock. Enceladus has a subsurface ocean. Beneath 10 kilometers of ice lies a global ocean possibly 30 kilometers deep. Tidal forces from Saturn's gravity generate friction and heat, keeping water liquid and driving hydrothermal activity. The Moon has underwater vents, 1 billion miles from the Sun. Enceladus's ocean has liquid water, chemical energy from hydrothermal vents, and organic molecules, all the ingredients life needs. The geysers deliver ocean water directly to space. A spacecraft could sample it without drilling. That's Enceladus, a snowball moon with an ocean and hydrothermal vents, proving the universe offers alternatives we're only beginning to imagine. Number 10. The preserved bodies of Pompeii. Picture August 24th, 79 AD. Pompeii thrives, 15,000 people near Naples. Then Vesuvius explodes with superheated gas and ash moving at 700 kilometers per hour. Death came before anyone could scream. The city vanished beneath 6 meters of ash, buried so completely its location was forgotten for 1,500 years. In 1748, excavators rediscovered Pompeii. But the most haunting discoveries came in 1863, when archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli noticed hollow spaces in the ash, voids where bodies had decayed. He injected liquid plaster into the voids. What emerged were casts, people frozen mid-death, a man crouching, arms over his head, a dog writhing on its back, chained, trying to escape. These weren't dignified burials. People died mid-action, caught by a phenomenon they couldn't understand. The pyroclastic surge heated air to 300 degrees Celsius, boiling body fluids. The casts captured the exact second survival instincts failed. Pompeii's preservation extends beyond bodies. Buildings with roofs intact, carbonized bread, graffiti recording the mundane. CT scans now reveal what plaster can't show: evidence of malnutrition, disease, hard labor. Rich and poor died together, preserved in volcanic glass for 2 millennia. That's Pompeii, a city where death came so fast that life wasn't erased, but frozen. Number 9. The giant crystal cave of Naica. Imagine descending 300 meters beneath Mexico's Chihuahuan desert into a cave so hot that visitors survive only 20 minutes before heat exhaustion becomes fatal. Air temperature reaches 58 degrees Celsius with 90% humidity. Then imagine what you see. Crystals of selenite gypsum larger than buses, crisscrossing the chamber like frozen lightning. Some measure 12 meters long and weigh 55 tons. In 2000, miners tunneling for silver broke into this chamber. Selenite normally forms hand-sized crystals. Naicas were monuments, translucent pillars glowing under headlamps like frozen moonlight. These crystals grew over 500,000 years under extraordinarily specific conditions. The cave sat above a magma chamber, heating groundwater to 58 degrees Celsius, the exact temperature where anhydrite dissolved and redeposited as selenite. For 500,000 years, temperature never fluctuated, allowing crystals to grow micrometers per year into giants. In 2017, scientists extracted ancient microbes from fluid inclusions trapped inside the crystals, bacteria dormant for 60,000 years. When revived, they resumed activity. The cave is flooding again. When mining ceased in 2015, pumps stopped. By 2030, it will be completely submerged, visible only to miners who accidentally drained it for a brief window of human history. That's Naica, a crystal palace hidden beneath desert sand, where we can't survive to admire it. Number 8. The underground fungal networks. Picture walking through a forest. You see trees. What you don't see is the forest's nervous system, a sprawling underground network of fungal threads connecting every plant in a chemical communication web scientists call the Wood Wide Web. It's been beneath our feet for millions of years. We only discovered it in the 1990s. Mycorrhizal fungi colonize plant roots, extending thread-like hyphae through soil, sometimes hundreds of meters from a single colony. The fungi provide plants with water and nutrients, but the network does more. It transmits information. When a tree is attacked by insects, it releases chemical distress signals into the fungal network. Connected trees receive these signals, and preemptively activate defensive compounds. Mother trees use the network to nurture seedlings, channeling extra sugars. When a tree dies, it dumps remaining nutrients into the network, redistributing to the community. Ecologist Suzanne Simard discovered fungal networks redistribute carbon between tree species, Douglas firs sharing with birches. The fungi act as brokers, ensuring no tree is isolated. The largest known organism on Earth is a honey fungus in Oregon, covering 2,400 acres, estimated at 2,400 years old. Industrial agriculture destroys these networks. Tilling, monoculture, fungicides disrupt communities that took centuries to establish. That's the fungal network, an invisible internet beneath every forest, older than the trees it connects. Number 7. The Extremophiles in South Africa's gold mines. Imagine descending 3.5 kilometers into South Africa's Mponeng gold mine. Air temperature reaches 60 degrees Celsius. Water seeping through fissures hasn't seen daylight for millions of years. No photosynthesis reaches here. Nothing grows. Or so geologists thought, until 2008, when scientists extracted water from boreholes 2.8 kilometers down and discovered it was alive. The water contained Desulforudis audaxviator, a bacterium whose name means bold traveler of the deep. This microbe doesn't just survive extreme depth, it thrives in complete isolation. It metabolizes sulfates and radioactive uranium decay to generate energy. It doesn't need sunlight, oxygen, or other life. It's self-contained. Genetic analysis revealed this microbe has genes for repairing radiation-damaged DNA, for synthesizing all its own amino acids, for moving despite being trapped in rock fractures. These bacteria persisted possibly millions of years, dividing once every few centuries. For astrobiologists, D. audaxviator is a blueprint for extraterrestrial life. If microbes survive kilometers beneath Earth's surface in hot, radioactive, isolated water, then Mars's subsurface becomes habitable. Mining operations may be destroying these ecosystems before we know they exist. Species that survived since dinosaurs may be going extinct in mine shafts beneath South Africa. That's Desulforudis audaxviator, life needing nothing but rock, water, and radioactivity. Number 6. The sunken city of Heracleion. Picture a city of temples and colossal statues, a thriving Mediterranean port. Then imagine it vanishing, swallowed by the sea, sinking until even its name became legend. That's Heracleion, Egypt's grandest port before Alexandria existed, now resting 10 meters beneath the Mediterranean. For over 1,000 years, Heracleion served as Egypt's gateway. Ancient texts described it, but after the 8th century AD, the city disappeared from records. Then, in 2000, archaeologist Frank Goddio located it using sonar, submerged 7 kilometers offshore. The city didn't burn, it liquefied. Heracleion was built on unstable Nile Delta sediment. When earthquakes struck, ground underwent liquefaction, turning solid earth to quicksand. Over decades, Heracleion descended into the bay. Goddio's team discovered treasures: a 5.4-meter statue of Hapi, gold jewelry, inscribed stele confirming the city's name. Entire buildings remained intact beneath silt, decorated with hieroglyphics. The discovery proved Heracleion wasn't legend. It was Egypt's most important port. In 2023, excavators found a Greek burial chamber, suggesting significant Greek populations. we've explored perhaps 5% of Heracleion's total area. That's Heracleion, a port city erased by geology, forgotten by history, rediscovered by sonar. Number 5. The Antarctic microbes in Blood Falls. Imagine a glacier in Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys, one of Earth's most barren landscapes. From Taylor Glacier, a crimson stream flows. Blood falls, staining white ice like an open wound. Scientists assumed the color came from algae. The truth proved far stranger. In 2009, researchers traced blood falls to a subglacial lake sealed beneath 400 meters of ice for approximately 2 million years. The red water isn't algae, it's iron. The lake contains ancient seawater so salty it doesn't freeze despite sub-zero temperatures. When water seeps through glacier fissures and reaches the surface, dissolved iron oxidizes, rusting instantly. Despite being sealed for 2 million years, the lake harbored at least 17 microbial species. These organisms had no sunlight, no fresh nutrients, no oxygen. They survived by metabolizing sulfate and iron compounds, dividing perhaps once per century. These microbes represent one of Earth's oldest continuously surviving ecosystems, older than humanity, unchanged while evolution on the surface produced modern humans from ape-like ancestors. Blood Falls microbes survive without photosynthesis anywhere in their food chain, just chemical energy from minerals. For Mars missions, this is critical. If Martian groundwater exists beneath polar ice, similar life might persist there. That's Blood Falls, where a glacier bleeds rust and ancient microbes flow with it. Number 4. The underground river in Mexico's Sac Actun system. Picture the Yucatan Peninsula riddled with cenotes, sinkholes where ancient Maya drew water. Beneath the jungle, a hidden world extends, the longest underwater cave system on Earth, stretching 347 kilometers through limestone passages flooded when sea levels rose after the last ice age. In 2017, cave divers exploring Sac Actun discovered a complete Pleistocene ecosystem preserved in mineral-rich water. Fossils of extinct animals coated cave walls. Giant ground sloths, saber-toothed cats, gomphotheres, dating to 10,000 to 15,000 years ago when caves were dry. But Sac Actun also preserved human remains, including Naica, a teenage girl who died 12,000 to 13,000 years ago. Genetic analysis helped resolve debates about the peopling of the Americas. In 2018, underwater archaeologists discovered a Maya shrine deep within flooded passages, containing ceramics and offerings to Chac, the rain god. The Maya navigated these caves using torches, descending into darkness to leave offerings. Sac Actun connects multiple ecosystems. Fresh water flows through upper layers, while denser salt water infiltrates from below, creating a Heracleion, a boundary harboring unique microbial communities. Coastal development threatens Sac Actun's water quality. The longest underwater cave on Earth faces degradation from surface activities. That's Sac Actun, a river beneath jungle, a museum beneath sea. Number 3. The permafrost viruses. Imagine Siberia, endless frozen ground where Earth has remained frozen for tens of thousands of years. This is permafrost, locking organic matter and extinct animals in icy stasis. Scientists assumed anything biological was dead. Then they began thawing samples, and what they found wasn't dead. It was dormant. In 2014, French virologist Jean-Michel Claverie revived a virus from 30,000-year-old Siberian permafrost. Pithovirus sibericum was not only intact, but infectious. When exposed to amoebas, it began replicating as if never frozen. Subsequent expeditions uncovered more ancient viruses, some 48,500 years old, predating Neanderthal extinction. Many belong to viral families unknown to science. Permafrost covers 24% of the Northern Hemisphere's land. As climate change accelerates, this frozen ground is thawing. As it thaws, it releases biological material, bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Millions of years of viral evolution lie preserved in ice. In 2020, Russian scientists revived bacteria from 24,000-year-old permafrost. Some were antibiotic-resistant, not from modern exposure, but because resistance genes evolved naturally long before humans discovered penicillin. We have no comprehensive database of what's frozen. Sampling covers less than 0.01% of permafrost's volume. As Arctic temperatures rise, we're releasing organisms from deep time into a modern biosphere they didn't evolve with. That's permafrost viruses, biological time capsules now thawing and reactivating. Number 2, the deep biosphere microbes. Picture drilling into the ocean floor, penetrating sediment accumulated over millions of years, reaching bedrock kilometers beneath the seabed. Temperatures exceed 120 degrees Celsius. Pressure reaches 300 atmospheres. No light penetrates. Textbooks describe this as sterile. Then scientists extracted cores and discovered the textbooks were wrong. In the 1990s, researchers found microbial cells at depths previously assumed abiotic. Subsequent expeditions drilled deeper, 2.5 kilometers below the seafloor. At every depth, they found life. Scientists now estimate the deep biosphere contains 15 to 23 billion tons of microbial biomass, hundreds of times more than all humans weigh, representing 70% of Earth's total bacterial and archaeal cells. These organisms metabolize so slowly that individual cells may take thousands of years to divide. They survive on minimal energy from hydrogen produced by water reacting with rocks, or organic molecules in ancient seawater. Their existence challenges definitions of life. Genetic analysis revealed deep biosphere microbes diverged from surface life billions of years ago. They represent a hidden branch of the tree of life, more closely resembling the last universal common ancestor than any surface species. The deep biosphere may dwarf surface biosphere in habitable volume. Earth's crust extends kilometers deep, vastly more space than the paper-thin surface layer where we live. That's the deep biosphere, representing more biomass than everything on the surface, invisible yet dominant. Number 1. The Mariana Trench discoveries. Imagine the deepest place on Earth. The Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, 11 kilometers below the Pacific. Pressure exceeds 1,000 atmospheres. Water temperature hovers just above freezing. No sunlight has reached here since these rocks formed. Yet, when humans first reached Challenger Deep in 1960, the bathyscaphe revealed flat fish and shrimp scuttling across sediment. In 2012, James Cameron descended to Challenger Deep in a solo submersible. His cameras revealed not a desert, but an ecosystem: translucent amphipods, sea cucumbers, microbial mats, chemosynthetic bacteria around hydrocarbon seeps. The abyss had evolved in isolation, adapting to pressure, darkness, and scarcity. In 2019, researchers discovered plastic bags and candy wrappers in Challenger Deep's sediment, proof no place remains untouched by human activity. Amphipods had ingested microplastics. Chemical analysis showed PCBs at concentrations higher than some industrial harbors. But the most extraordinary discovery came from studying trench organisms' biochemistry. Deep-sea fish possess unique proteins preventing cellular machinery from collapsing under pressure. Proteins that denature at surface pressure. These organisms can't survive at the surface. They evolved specifically for the abyss. The Mariana Trench isn't geologically static. It's a subduction zone where the Pacific Plate descends beneath the Philippine Plate, pulling water and sediment kilometers into Earth's mantle, influencing volcanic activity and plate tectonics. The Mariana Trench proved life's boundaries aren't defined by human comfort. Organisms need liquid water, chemical energy, and time. Life invades every niche chemistry permits, from mountaintops to trenches, boiling springs to frozen cores. This redefines astrobiology. If life thrives at Earth's most extreme depths, then Europa's ocean beneath 15 kilometers of ice isn't too deep. Enceladus's seafloor isn't too isolated. Mars's hypothetical deep aquifers aren't too dark. That's the Mariana Trench, the deepest proof that life conquers extremes. Evolution finds loopholes, exploits gradients, colonizes the impossible. Beneath the surface, life thrives in darkness, pressure, and cold, rewriting what habitable means for every world in the universe. These are the 15 most extraordinary discoveries scientists have made beneath Earth's surface. Findings that expanded the boundaries of life and forced us to reconsider what habitable means. From sealed caves to crushing trenches, from frozen lakes to underground cities, the world beneath our feet is more alive and surprising than anything visible from the surface. What unites these discoveries? They prove absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. For millennia, we walked across permafrost without knowing viruses slept below. We sailed oceans unaware of civilizations sunken beneath waves. We theorized about life's limits while microbes thrived kilometers underground. The universe doesn't confine its wonders to what we can see. The deepest mysteries, the strangest life, the most profound truths, they wait beneath the surface, in darkness, under pressure, sealed by ice or stone or water. And we're only beginning to look.